COPWATCH, policing the police every single day.
Andres Rodriguez Internal Affairs Investigation. Internal Affairs Internal Investigation IA 2021-031 DFC Brian Roman #725 Investigator, Sergeant Terry Cochran #2317 Integrity, Professionalism, Trust PAGE1. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. Summary and background. This report contains victim information from an active criminal case which is exempt from disclosure under Article I, Section 16, Florida Constitution. On Friday, February 19, 2021, DFC Brian Roman responded to a call for service on Burkholder Circle in Port Charlotte. The caller was a Department of Children and Families, DCF, Child Protective Investigator, CPI, who wanted to document the fact a male at the residence where she was performing an investigation chest bumped her in order to get her to leave. DFC Roman was the primary deputy, responded and spoke with the CPI, Linda Brenner. Brenner explained the circumstances to DFC Roman. DFC Roman documented the report as an incident, neglecting to investigate the crime that was being reported. Brenner's supervisor asked a CCSO member who Roman's supervisor was, then spoke with DFC Roman's supervisor about the report. The supervisor, Sergeant Colossus, met with Brenner. It was determined a crime was being reported, and Sergeant Colossus assigned DFC Reed to follow up due to DFC Roman being on vacation. Sergeant Colossus performed a preliminary investigation on the circumstances regarding the initial complaint. At the conclusion of the preliminary investigation, Sergeant Colossus wrote a memorandum, through his chain of command, requesting discipline for DFC Roman for neglect of duty for not properly documenting the crime being reported at the time of the original call for service. Due to the concerns about the initial response, an internal affairs investigation was requested by the chain of command. Sergeant Terry Cochran was assigned to investigate the allegation. Notification of internal investigation. On January 13, 2021, Deputy First Class Brian Roman was notified he was being investigated by the Internal Affairs Unit. DFC Roman was advised the investigation would pertain to Charlotte County Sheriff's Office General Order 3.50 F.4.B.15, neglect of duty, inattention to duties or procedures. DFC Roman was provided a confidentiality of internal investigations form, which he signed and understood. He was also provided with a copy of Florida Statute 112.532 and 112.533. Integrity, Professionalism, Trust PAGE2. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office General Order. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office Operations Manual General Order 3.50. GO 3.50 F.4.B.15, neglect of duty, inattention to duties or procedures. Members of the office will be attentive to job duties, will avoid any negligence in performing job duties and will avoid any appearance of loafing or neglecting work while on duty. Members will meet the expectations of their job as indicated in their performance evaluations and/or performance improvement plan. Documents. For the scope of this investigation, documents were obtained and reviewed. The original case for this incident was reviewed along with the statement DFC Reed made with the victim. The original call to dispatch was reviewed as well as the record of first appearance for the arrestee where Judge Mason found probable cause existed due to the investigation. Several interviews were taken during the course of the investigation. Witness interviews. During this investigation, I conducted interviews with multiple members of the agency who signed confidentiality of internal investigation forms. Interviews were also taken from civilian witnesses. Pertinent details of their recorded statements are summarized below. DCFCPI Linda Brenner, also victim in the criminal case. The Department of Children and Families Child Protective Investigator Linda Brenner provided 2 statements to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. In her statements, Brenner said she was at a residence investigating a report. During the conversation with the parents, the husband told the CPI to get out of the house. Brenner said she was walking backwards, trying to finish the conversation with the wife when husband put his hands up, and chest bumped her 3 times prior to the threshold of the door. Brenner said she left the residence, went back to her car, told her supervisor on the phone about the events, and her supervisor said to call CCSO. Integrity, professionalism, trust PAGE 3. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. DFC Brian Roman responded, and Brenner said she recounted everything to him. Brenner said DFC Roman asked if she needed to continue her investigation, she said yes. Brenner said they went back to the residence, DFC Roman knocked on the door, the juvenile eventually came out and she got to interview the juvenile outside of parent contact to complete her investigation. Brenner said DFC Roman was talking with wife but did not see the husband come to the door. Brenner said when she completed her interview, DFC Roman walked back to the vehicles with her, handed her a card with the case number and left. Brenner said she did not feel right about the contact because DFC Roman did not have a notepad and did not take a statement from her. However, she thought DFC Roman was just going to look to his body-worn camera, which she assumed he had, but did not remember if he actually had one on his uniform during the incident. Brenner said DFC Roman did not say a crime occurred, she was a victim, nor did he ask if she wanted to press charges. Brenner told her supervisor this about a week later when the supervisor was checking in with her cases. Brenner said her supervisor said she was the victim of a crime and said she would try to get a hold of the supervisor in case the incident was still being investigated. Brenner said she then met with Sergeant Colossus and DFC Reed at a CCSO office, where her statement was taken, and the victim's rights packet was provided. Brenner said that was when she felt validated that a crime actually did occur, and she had rights. Brenner said she was new to DCF, new CPIs took some abuse because of the nature of the investigations, but felt validated that the unwanted touching was a crime. Brenner said she did not know that from any of the short conversation with DFC Roman. Brenner said she was sure DFC Roman did not ask her to give a statement, nor was she given any paperwork to sign. Brenner said she was not asked if she wanted to prosecute by DFC Roman because it would have validated her feelings that a crime occurred. She was thankful for Sergeant Colossus and DFC Reed for following up on the matter. Brenner said she wants this to be a learning lesson for DFC Roman, indicating she did not want a formal complaint filed. However, she wanted DFC Roman to learn from this experience so it doesn't happen to another CPI. This is a brief summary of the interviews with DCF CPI Linda Brenner. Please refer to the statements for further information. Integrity, professionalism, trust PAGE 4. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. CCSO Staff Inspector Donald Barnett. On March 12, 2021, CCSO Staff Inspector Donald Barnett provided a sworn recorded statement reference this case. Barnett said he used to work for DCF prior to coming to CCSO, so he knows most of the CPIs and supervisors. Barnett said he was contacted by Supervisor Elena Needham, who wanted to know who she needed to contact regarding a case that one of her CPIs had. Barnett advised he was told the deputy's name was Roman, and he looked up DFC Roman's supervisor and provided Needham's information via email and a brief explanation about the case to Sergeant Colossus. Barnett said he did not hear anything about the case until I asked to interview him. Barnett said he just passed along Needham's information to the sergeant so they could communicate with each other. This is a brief summary of the interview with CCSO Staff Inspector Donald Barnett. Please refer to the statement for further information. DFC CPI Supervisor Elena Needham. On March 16, 2021 at about 3:07 p.m., Department of Children and Families Child Protective Investigator Supervisor Elena Needham provided a sworn statement for this case. Needham said she was made aware of the incident regarding CPI Brenner just after the incident occurred. Needham told Brenner to call CCSO to report what had happened. After the incident was over, Needham said Brenner called her and told her no one was arrested, so she asked for the deputy's name and badge number. Needham said from what was reported to her, she knew a crime occurred and said she became concerned that no one was arrested. Needham said she wanted to inquire further, and asked Barnett to reach out to the deputy's supervisor so she could speak with them about the incident. Needham said she received a call from Sergeant Colossus, explained the situation to him, and asked if the investigation was continuing. Sergeant Colossus told her Brenner could provide a statement and they could investigate the case. Needham said she coordinated schedules between the sergeant and Brenner so she could provide the statement. After the statement was provided, Needham spoke with Brenner, who advised she was relieved that someone was taking her incident as a crime. Needham said after the defendant was arrested, integrity, professionalism, trust PAGE 5. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. Sergeant Colossus called her to inform her of that fact, otherwise, that was the extent of her involvement in this case. This is a brief summary of the interview with DCFCPI Supervisor Elena Needham. Please refer to the statement for further information. Sergeant Gregory Colossus. On March 11, 2021 and on March 24, 2021, Sergeant Gregory Colossus provided sworn recorded statements for this investigation. Sergeant Colossus said he initiated a preliminary investigation into the actions of DFC Brian Roman regarding his actions and inactions during a call for service. Sergeant Colossus explained toward the end of shift on February 19, 2021, he reviewed a report from DFC Brian Roman written as an incident with a CPI from DCF. Sergeant Colossus said as he read the report, the elements from the report led to a battery, so he called DFC Roman on the phone. Sergeant Colossus said he asked DFC Roman about the report and said he was concerned it was a crime that was not written that way, and had not supporting documentation, statements, waivers, etc. Sergeant Colossus said DFC Roman advised it was a DCF assist and no crime occurred. Sergeant Colossus told DFC Roman that if it did occur like he was being told, that there needs to be more documentation in his report. Sergeant Colossus said DFC Roman told him he would update the report. On Saturday, February 20, 2021, he spoke again with DFC Roman about the incident, relaying that I have seen this type of report come back and bite you in the butt and wanted to make sure DFC Roman was correct in his report. DFC Roman assured Sergeant Colossus the report was correct and there would be no problems. Sergeant Colossus said he did not have any reason to disbelieve DFC Roman's word, so the report was approved. The next week, Sergeant Colossus received an email from CCSO Staff Inspector Barnett requesting a call to the CPI supervisor. Sergeant Colossus said he spoke with the supervisor, learned of the actual incident, and arranged for the victim to provide a statement. Sergeant Colossus said he reassigned the case to DFC Reed for immediate investigation because DFC Roman was on vacation. Sergeant Colossus made sure all the paperwork was now properly filled out, statements taken, and, eventually, an arrest made that integrity, professionalism, trust PAGE 6. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. Weekend for felony battery on a DCF worker. Sergeant Colossus said he wrote the memorandum about the incident, which is attached to this file, and forwarded it up his chain of command. This is a brief summary of the interviews with Sergeant Gregory Colossus. Please refer to the statements for further information. DFC Nancy Henshaw. On March 15, 2021 at about 12:21 p.m., Deputy First Class Nancy Henshaw provided a sworn recorded statement. DFC Henshaw said she was working on February 19, 2021, heard the DCF call and responded as a backup unit. DFC Henshaw said she arrived after DFC Roman and stood by as backup/security for the incident. DFC Henshaw said she did not speak with anyone directly but did overhear the CPI tell DFC Roman she was chest bumped during the initial incident, prior to the CPI calling CCSO. DFC Henshaw said she was standing by near the front of the house during the time she was on the call. DFC Henshaw said she observed DFC Roman ask to talk with the husband, and the wife said he would not be cooperative. DFC Henshaw said DFC Roman spoke with the wife and asked what had happened. DFC Henshaw said she heard Roman ask about the chest bumping, and the wife said what she saw was her husband standing up and walking toward the CPI as the CPI was leaving the house. DFC Henshaw said Roman never spoke with the husband during the time she was there. DFC Henshaw said she was not there very long, because after the CPI was spoke with the juvenile, Roman, and the CPI walked away from the house. DFC Henshaw said she asked Roman if he needed her assistance, and DFC Roman told her I'm good. DFC Henshaw said she cleared the scene. DFC Henshaw said she did not hear anything about that case until she received a call for service the next weekend they worked at the same residence. She was the primary officer for that call. DFC Reed and Sergeant Colossus came to the call, attempted to speak with the husband for the call she was on with DFC Roman, and ended up arresting the husband. Near the end of the interview, DFC Henshaw stated that when she realized the arrest was from the call from DFC Roman, she thought to herself, not a good idea to try and get out of a call. You might as well just do it, and if you've got PC, do a warrant request, talk to a supervisor, just don't walk away and leave it hanging. DFC Henshaw said she did not know integrity, professionalism, trust PAGE 7. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. How DFC Roman finished the call, and had she known, she would have told him to just complete it as a crime. This is a brief summary of the interview with DFC Nancy Henshaw. For further information, please refer to the statement. Corporal William Buczynski. On March 11, 2021 at about 3:33 p.m., Corporal William Buczynski provided a sworn recorded statement. Corporal Buczynski said he was on vacation when this call originally came in, Friday, February 19, 2021, but worked the rest of the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Corporal Buczynski said he was in the office when Sergeant Colossus spoke with DFC Roman about a call from Friday evening, that he later approved in RMS. Corporal Buczynski said he remembered Sergeant Colossus telling DFC Roman that these types of calls come back to bite us or something to that effect. Corporal Buczynski said he was also doing other paperwork, so he did not remember that much of the conversation. Corporal Buczynski said he remembered hearing DFC Roman telling Sergeant Colossus the CPI did not want to pursue anything with the case, just wanted it documented. Corporal Buczynski said he remembered Sergeant Colossus saying the documentation should be correct with the call for service. Later that date, Corporal Buczynski relayed another case he had in December with DFC Roman where Roman did not document as much of the incident as required by policy. Corporal Buczynski said he ended up counseling and documenting that case in DFC Roman's evaluation. Corporal Buczynski said he did not remember too much of the conversation, because he was also doing administrative paperwork during the time Sergeant Colossus was talking with DFC Roman. This is a brief summary of the interview with Corporal William Buczynski. Please refer to the statement for further information. Integrity, professionalism, trust PAGE 8. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. DFC Brian Roman statements to Internal Affairs. On Friday, March 19, 2021, at about 10:00 am, I met with Deputy First Class Brian Roman at the Internal Affairs Office located at the CCSO Headquarters building in order to obtain a sworn recorded statement. A representative was also present with DFC Roman for the interview process. The representative was FOP Labor Council Staff Representative Bill Lawless. Prior to the recorded interview, DFC Roman and his representative were provided any and all material related to this case and given ample time to read and review all the available information. At approximately 1:30 p.m., DFC Roman was placed under oath for the purposes of taking that statement. In this first statement, DFC Roman admitted to responding to a call for service on February 19, 2021, meeting with the CPI, and completing the call for service. DFC Roman was under the impression the CPI just wanted to document the events at the house. DFC Roman said he did not get a written or verbal statement from anyone present and wrote the call as he normally would for a DCF assist. DFC Roman said he spoke with Sergeant Colossus about the call on the phone, and remembered Sergeant Colossus asking if this was a crime. DFC Roman said the CPI just wanted to document the occurrence and did not want to give a statement. At that point, Sergeant Colossus told DFC Roman that the report needed to reflect what actually happened. DFC Roman remembered the comment made by Sergeant Colossus about these types of calls come back and bite you in the butt, but said when he left the scene everything was fine, and he thought the incident was over. DFC Roman was positive he asked the CPI if she wanted to press charges and take a statement, and the CPI said she did not. DFC Roman said he would have investigated it or write the incident as a crime if the sergeant directed him to, but that did not happen. Due to the inconsistencies in the statements, clarification statements were taken from the CPI and Sergeant Colossus. DFC Roman was interviewed a second time due to concerns over his conversations with the CPI and what he reported to Sergeant Colossus. On Monday, March 29, 2021 at about 9:45 am, I met with Deputy First Class Brian Roman at the Internal Affairs Office located at the CCSO headquarters building in order to obtain a sworn recorded statement. A representative was also present with DFC Roman for the interview process. The representative was FOP Labor Council Staff Representative Bill Integrity, Professionalism, Trust PAGE 9. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. Lawless. Prior to the recorded interview, DFC Roman and his representative were provided any and all material related to this case and given ample time to read and review all the available information. At approximately 12:20 p.m., DFC Roman was placed under oath for the purposes of taking that statement. In this statement, DFC Roman stated he was on duty on February 19, 2021 and remembered the call for service with the CPI. DFC Roman said the CPI told him she was chest bumped by the husband while she was attempting to complete an investigation at the house. DFC Roman said the CPI stated she wanted the incident documented and wanted to complete her investigation at the house. DFC Roman said he walked to the house, knocked on the door and, when the juvenile went to speak with the CPI, he spoke with the wife about the incident. DFC Roman said he did not talk with the husband because the wife said he was not going to speak with law enforcement. At the conclusion of the CPI's interview, the juvenile walked back in the house, and he walked back to his vehicle with the CPI. DFC Roman said he handed the CPI his business card with the case number, and specifically remembers asking the CPI if she wanted to give a statement for the case. DFC Roman said he did not collect a statement or waiver form from the CPI and did not collect a statement from the wife or husband. I went through the elements of battery with DFC Roman, including how they fit what the CPI told him during the first conversation she had when he responded to the call. During that conversation, DFC Roman reiterated he was sure that he asked the CPI if she wanted to press charges, and the CPI said no. I reminded DFC Roman that the CPI was surprised at that comment because she never remembers him asking the questions if she wanted to press charges. The CPI stated she did not know she could until the interview with DFC Reed. I reminded DFC Roman of our core values, including integrity, and I explained the difficulties I had because of the conflicts in testimony. DFC Roman said he remembered asking the CPI if she wanted to press charges the moment he gave the CPI his business card with the case number, and the CPI said no. DFC Roman said he reviewed the case over in his mind. He realized he made a mistake with not investigating and writing the case as a crime, but he does remember asking if the CPI wanted to press charges. DFC Roman said his actions were not the best on this call, explaining he should have acquired statements from the parties, and investigated the incident further, but he did not. DFC Roman apologized for his actions on the case and stated it will not happen again. Integrity, professionalism, Trust PAGE 10. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. DFC Roman admitted to speaking with Sergeant Colossus about the report and stated, when asked, he told Sergeant Colossus that the CPI did not want to pursue the case. DFC Roman said he added those facts to the written report prior to sending it in for approval the second time. DFC Roman said he did not follow up with the case the rest of the weekend. DFC Roman said he made a mistake and admitted he should have done a better job investigating the case. DFC Roman apologized for his inactions and knew it did not live up to the expectations of his role. Conclusion. During this investigation, I reviewed all documents and statements received regarding the chain of events, as well as all the details involved with the original call for service through the arrest of the defendant. I obtained and reviewed the supporting information along with Charlotte County Sheriff's Office General Order 3.50, the policy governing guidelines for appropriate conduct and disciplinary procedures. Based on the information gathered, along with DFC Roman's statements, this investigator finds there is a preponderance of evidence to indicate Brian Roman did violate Charlotte County Sheriff's Office Manual GO 3.50 F.4.B.15, neglect of duty, and the charge is sustained. DFC Roman violated these policies when he failed to effectively determine if a crime occurred, failed to document the crime, and failed to properly investigate the crime during a call for service on February 19, 2021. DFC Roman was not attentive to his duties as a certified law enforcement officer. Because of DFC Roman's inactions, the incident was questioned by the DCF supervisor and Sergeant Colossus had to correct the failure, making sure the crime was properly documented, which resulted in an arrest. DFC Roman admitted his mistake. I, the undersigned, do hereby swear, under penalty of perjury, to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief, I have not knowingly or willfully deprived, or allowed another to deprive, the subject of the investigation of any rights contained in SS 112.532 and 112.533, Florida Statutes. /S/Sergeant T. Cochran No. 2317 Integrity, Professional.